Hello, welcome to the Long Island Weather Outlook and Report. It's 9:30, 1st of December. Obviously, a lot to talk about as we head into a new month. We have skies have cleared out after a lot of clouds earlier around today. Just showing you what the satellite was like earlier. We had a lot of clouds around, and they kind of thinned out, especially as we got toward. I'll show you that later. Especially as we got toward sunset, we just had some scattered cirrus around. Then the sunset, you can see. Still some clouds, not the cleanest look to the sky, but still a nice sunset here at Mill Lake and Wansar, and then it's mostly clear skies tonight. So, upstate really got pounded. We're going to actually lead off with that. 20 inches of snow in 24 hours, which is crazy. Showing you some of the images from Twitter here. Look at that wall of snow there that we have here. Just crazy. All these areas just snowbound here, pretty much. People just stuck. The plows can't get through. There was even a water spout. Yeah, even a water spout that was. Yeah, let's show you the picture here. Yeah, there was even a water spout from one of these snow bands. So pretty incredible to see here. Snowiest day on record for Erie, Pennsylvania. 22.6 inches. So definitely record-breaking amounts of snow. Lots of vehicles stuck. And pretty crazy stuff. And Watertown. Some of these areas up in Watertown. If we put Watertown, actually I'll just put Tug Hill. You'll see here. Thunder snow. Yes, there was thunder snow in Oswego. So there was some thunder snow, actually. 27 minutes there actually was a thunderstorm. We're going to have to take a look at that and see. Snow keeps piling up. Look at this. 4 miles northwest of Copenhagen, New York, 58.8 inches. Casadaga, 47.6. Corners, 46 inches. Copenhagen, 46 inches. 45.8. I know this isn't Long Island weather, but this is on the other end of our state. Getting pounded with records amounts of snow. This is what happens when you have really warm water and very cold air over it with that westerly fetch. Really, 4 feet of snow on the Tug Hill Plateau. Look at this radar right now. So pretty crazy stuff. Let's see if there's any lightning being detected here. And yeah, there were some lightning strikes right around here in these snow bands here. Pretty crazy stuff. Having trouble connecting to it, but you can see a lot of thunder snow being reported upstate, which is pretty insane when you think about it. Looking at the radar right now, you can see it's still going. We have a pretty intense band actually going over in Canada, actually, but also this band over here, right around. This band over here, it looks pretty bad. South of Watertown, Champion as well. Champion got over 40 inches of snow as well. So just crazy amounts of stuff. Buffalo still getting hammered. Just incredible amounts of snow that are being reported in this area. Absolutely record-breaking. That's another sign of the kind of craziness we have in our weather right now. You can see mostly clear skies over us. But you still see the clouds upstate from the lake effect, of course. Pretty crazy stuff. And this is all due to this really cold air that has settled in across much of the country. Just showing you the map of the temperatures here. Single digits in the Dakotas, teens in Wisconsin, 20s in Michigan, and temperatures are dropping into the 20s here too. Look at that. We're already got 28 degrees at Islip. And this cold air goes way down south too. Even if we go down into Georgia, temperatures still in the 30s there. Even northern Florida, we got temperatures in the upper 30s. It looks like they've got some freeze warnings in effect, and in effect for this area here, northern Florida, southern Georgia. Incredible chill, even going down all the way into Orlando, 40s, and even down toward southern Florida, 64 in Hollywood. He's talking about Miami area now. It's chilly even down there. So we look at the station plot. You'll see the northerly winds here. That's Fort Lauderdale is 64, which is chilly for them. 49 at Sebring. I mean, this is really cold air, and it's going to get really below freezing in a lot of these areas. So really incredible to see this chill in the south, even making it all the way down into the south. Here you can see all these 40s going into. Just this cold air is really settling in across much of the country. And we've got 28 at Islip. Farmingdale's actually got 28, but let's go upstate again. Take a look, see what's going on again. We still have these lake effect snow warnings in effect for much of western New York. This goes now until 7 p.m. Monday. And off Lake Erie, we still got lake effect snow warnings in effect as well. So we got them going off Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. This is into Pennsylvania and western New York, south of Buffalo, and this is more toward the Watertown region of New York into the Adirondacks and Tug Hill Plateau. So really just incredible numbers over there being reported, absolutely incredible. And if we close this out, you'll see major lake effect snow continues to shut things down. Yet they still had the Buffalo Bills play their game today, which is absolutely incredible. Just trying to show how tough they are, I guess. I don't know who's going to be able to even get there, but they're still playing the game, I'm sure. There won't be many people there. I'd be surprised if there were. But still, really, really bad situation up there for sure. And again, we got this thunder snow going on upstate right now. This really heavy, heavy snow band. Let's see if we can take a look and just see what's going on up there. These areas. Yeah, Oswego, they said. No, there's no camera over there. Shows that the roads are open, but yeah, it looks pretty snow-covered over there, I'll tell you that right now. Curious as to where that heavy band is. If we can find it wherever there's a camera, just to show you how heavy it was coming down. Yeah, Watertown. I don't see any roads closed off, which is interesting, despite all that snow. Well, here's a road that's closed off. 12. That's closed off. Let's see. I can maybe match it up with the... I turned the radar off. Actually, we can go to this radar here. Take a look at these bands again. Yeah, look at that. So it looks like this band is actually drifting toward Syracuse a little bit. So it's north of Syracuse. This band right here. See that yellow area right there? That's probably thunderstorm in there somewhere. North of Syracuse. So if we go over here somewhere over in this area. Wow, there is nothing on the ground there. Nothing. Well, things are going to be changing there really quick. Go over here. Yeah, looks like there's a little bit of snow over there. It doesn't look too bad. Kind of surprised. But it's coming. It's coming. It's north of Syracuse right now. I think maybe Mapleview. No, we already looked at that already. I don't want to waste too much time with this, but this is historic for our state, upstate. Even though they get a lot of snow, this is kind of just a historic thing. Yeah, they're in it over here. You can barely see anything. These cameras are barely streaming anything out of them. But it's this area right here that's getting hit. So if we look at the radar right here, it looks like there's a yellow band heading right north of Syracuse, right in that area. So that's some heavy, heavy snow right there. Let's find the thing here. It should be right over here. Can't see a thing. Actually, this camera's completely blocked up. So you really can't see too much, but it's this area that's getting hit really hard, obviously. And then we go further toward Buffalo. We have more problems with that band, too. Though it looks like at least they've been getting some of the roads open again, which is good. But anyway, let's get back to our weather. Obviously, this is affecting upstate, but still, it's there are a lot of people out there that might have traveled and visited people that are having difficulty traveling in this. Dew points down to 12 at Islip. Temperatures 28. West wind at just 5 miles an hour. So I think tonight we may have a shot at some radiational cooling. Show you what the day was like at Islip today. We were only in the 30s today, pretty much. Westerly winds, and it was a little breezy earlier on too. Only in the 30s with a decent amount of high clouds. It's showing clear, but there was a decent amount of high clouds around from time to time, high and mid-level clouds. And, only in the 30s. Pretty dry air. Dew points only in the teens. So we have dry air, clear skies, and light winds. That usually gives us a recipe for radiational cooling. And sure enough, Miller Air Parks made it down to 19. Yeah, they're going to drop into the teens again, probably. They're probably in the teens this morning, too. Yep, they sure were. Yep. They sure were in the Pine Barrens there. Lighter winds there than here. So that's why they're getting better radiational cooling. So let's go look at our highs today on the map. And, yeah, somehow West Hampton made it to 40 today. Really surprised. But everybody else was pretty much in the upper 30s. So pretty chilly day across Long Island City. Oh, yep, only 37 in Central Park. And highs in the low 40s in New Jersey there. You saw the 41. So let's go look at the lows. This is where it's going to be a little more interesting. So 23 at Islip. So lows were in the 20s and a lot. Even the city, Central Park got down to 27. So everybody got below freezing. West Hampton got down to 23. And going into New Jersey now, let's see what we already know what the lows were there. But we'll take a look because I'm feeling it was really, come on. Doing this again. 16 at Miller Air Park, 17. So, yeah, Pine Barrens there got into the teens. And I think Long Island, the winds will be a little bit lighter tonight. So I think we're going to see the teens here, too, as well. So it's going to be pretty chilly. So let's look at the month in review here. We're going to go to the month in review. And in order to do that, I got to get out of this. First of all, let's go look at our day in review before we go to that. So we'll go to the Islip. So we did some record reports, I noticed there. So a high of 38 and a low of 23 at Islip. 10 degrees below normal for the day, 11 degrees below normal for the high. So, yeah, significant anomaly there. We can look at Central Park as well. Central Park had a high of 38 and a low of 27 degrees. That's 10 degrees below normal for the day, 11 degrees below normal for the high and the low each. It's interesting how they wind up 11, whatever. But that's what we have there. Nice to notice there's a record report, too. So JFK record report. What is this? Record monthly high temperature set for November at Kennedy. So record seasonal low precipitation for meteorological autumn set at Kennedy. So a record monthly high temperature for November of 82 degrees was set at Kennedy on November 1st, 2024. This breaks the old record of 80 degrees set on November 7th, 2022. So warmest ever in JFK. A record seasonal low precipitation for meteorological autumn September through November of 4.13 inches was also set at Kennedy. This breaks the old record of 4.17 inches set in 1965. Records go back to the year 1948 at JFK Airport. So very interesting. And there's another record report here as well. Newark also had a record seasonal low precipitation at Newark as well. So very interesting to see these records. Obviously, not a surprise. We go from all that warmth now to all the cold, which is again very interesting that we did that. But let's go to the climate. Oh no, I gotta find the right thing. You know the way they have it here. They have not fixed the links, so I gotta go into this and get to this here. Let's see. Here we go. So now we can get our monthly weather summary for Islip. So for the month of, they don't have it yet. Oh, that's nice. All right. They don't have it yet. What about Central Park? Nope. All right. I guess it's going to have to wait till tomorrow. Being that we don't have the information, so now I got to bring it up tomorrow. Of course, nothing from the Weather Service on those records being posted on their Facebook, of course. I don't know why. It's kind of a big deal, but I don't know. I do notice some light precipitation here offshore. So a little bit of a short wave that's moving off to the south. If we look at our weather map here, you'll see it actually is a front with a little wave along it here. So it's a front that's just going to reinforce the cool air that we have in place, obviously. Looking at our QPF forecast, things are going to be kind of dry, as you see. So we go through day 1 through 7, you'll see not a whole lot of rain is being forecast in our area, though. There is going to be snow, obviously, upstate because of the Great Lakes. Pulling out of our map here, you'll see, again, all those lake effect snow warnings, some winter weather advisories for the Great Lakes, probably due to an Alberta clipper that's going to be coming through. And then some air stagnation advisories, again, for, interesting they got these for the mountains here. Not like there's any wildfires burning there, so it's not like it's an air quality alert, it's an air stagnation advisory. And dense fog also in that area. So if we look at the weather map here, let's go back to the models here. All right, so unfortunately we don't have the monthly weather summaries to share with you. So that'll have to wait till tomorrow night. All right, let's go and look at our models here and the pattern that we're in right now, because obviously we have a big trough in the east. So if we look at the jet stream here, you'll see a big trough in the east, and that's why we're having all this cold weather. That trough's going to be with us through this week. And then there's going to be another shot of cold air as we get toward the weekend here. And here comes another trough, and it looks like maybe it moderates a little bit as we head toward the middle and end of the month. We'll have to see if that actually happens or not. But either way, this is a cold pattern we're in. If we look at this, you'll see that trough again over us. It's not a huge block in Greenland, but there is some. That trough pulls away a little bit. We get a little bit, but then it reloads. We get another shot Thursday into Friday, another shot of colder air. And then there actually does try to be a block in Greenland a little bit. And then it's still troughing in the east. So it's not until maybe the real end of the period that we see that. And, of course, this is the 18Z run at the GFS. If I switch to the 12Z run, I mean, I guess they look pretty similar. Going to the European model here on the 12Z run. Similar deal here with the trough. Reloads, another trough comes in. And the Euro, it does have it somewhat relax a little bit as we get, again, toward the middle of the month. We'll have to see if that... But there's a huge ridge in Alaska, so it's kind of showing that we're going to have more cold air this month, I think. So that's what it looks like right now. That's what we have right now, but it's kind of a dry pattern right now that we're in. So let's go to the surface CONUS view, and we'll go and we'll look at our surface map here. First of all, I'll start with the European. All right. So as far as our week goes, it'll be dry and cold. You can almost see ocean effect here as the cold air goes over that ocean. And just to show you, I think we can maybe get some observations of the lakes and the water temperatures in the lakes. Maybe. I'm kind of curious. Let's see what we got. The water temperature is 46. So, yeah, sea surface water temperature surface is 46. So that's a big difference between the surface, and I'm sure that's probably considered above normal. I'd have to go to the Earth Null School and take a look at the anomaly chart. It does show us the lakes, so let's see if we can do sea surface temperature anomaly here. Sea surface temperature anomaly. I haven't looked at this in a while. They're above normal. So that's above normal water, cold air. It's a recipe for storms. So not a surprise there. So as far as this week goes, we're dry. A little clipper comes down. Here's the clipper. Comes down on Thursday, and that'll bring us a chance of rain because there'll be warm air that'll move up behind it. And then look at the cold blast we have in store. And look at how tight those isobars are as we get toward Friday. That could be a wind advisory right there. And then looks like so most of the weekend is dry and cold after that. And then we have another front come through on Tuesday with another high. So there are some chances for precipitation here, though none of them heavy at this point. Looking at the GFS, you can see here there's that clipper comes through. They both show a lot of wind for Friday, big high for the weekend, and then we have another little system comes through Saturday night, maybe reinforcing it, and then it starts to relax a little bit. And then GFS a little more bullish on maybe some rain as we get toward the middle of the month, maybe a few more chances for rain there that we might have. Let's go look at the temperature anomaly. So this is the cold air, all that purple there, really below normal air. All right, and we're in it this week, still dealing with below normal temperatures. A little bit of a break Wednesday into Thursday. Actually, I should say more like into early Thursday. Then the temperatures get even colder. And this one's directed more toward the northeast, so it could be even colder on Friday and Saturday. Look at those purples. Then it relaxes a little bit, and then I think, yeah, it does relax a little bit after that, and then we could have a heat up. Looks like it's showing a big heat up, actually, on December 12th there. I don't know. Of course, the 18Z shows it. The 12Z does not, so that's the difference here between the models here. And then another shot of cold air kind of tries to build in with a ridge. So as we get toward the middle of the month, things could get a little more warm again, perhaps. It will definitely, if you like this cold weather, enjoy it now because it's probably going to get a little warmer as we get toward the middle of the month. And that's not what we want, especially as we get closer to Christmas, of course. Not what we want. But let's go and look at the short range now. We'll go to the HRRR and look at the 0Z run of the HRRR. Obviously, the lake effect snow, it looks like it dies off a little bit tomorrow. So there's a little bit of a break. I say a little bit of a break. It won't be a huge break, but a little bit of one. You can see that dry air in place there, northwest winds. That continues tomorrow. Though less of a wind than today, and that's why I think we'll have the radiational cooling. And then Tuesday, still staying with the northwest winds. If we look at the soundings for tomorrow, let's go ahead and look at that and see if we're hopefully can get a decent-looking sounding here so we can get mostly... These lines are still kind of close to each other, but this is 16Z. As we get toward 18Z, which is 1 o'clock, let's see how we're doing here. Waiting. Yeah, those lines are pretty close. So we're going to have to watch for the formation of stratocumulus again because, we got that persistent low level. Even though the dew points are dry, the temperature and the dew points are close. And so when the sun comes out and heats the air, you get the self-destructive sunshine that we sometimes see. That could create some clouds. Though I think tomorrow we'll have more sunshine. Tomorrow, temperatures struggling to reach the low 40s. I think maybe with a little more sun we can get there at more of our sites. It's a slight less of a chill tomorrow. And then tomorrow, obviously by morning, the lows are going to be in the 20s, and you're going to have teens in the Pine Barrens. And the same thing tomorrow night, probably, as well. And then as we get into Tuesday, similar temperature-wise, I think. Again, below normal, staying below normal. All right. Let's go to the GFS next. So here's the GFS. And go and look at our dew points and wind flow to show you that clipper that's going to be coming on through. All right, so as you can see, the winds become more southwesterly on Wednesday night. That's your clipper right there, but there isn't a whole lot of increase of moisture. So that's why I don't think there'll be that much rain with it. Usually there isn't with clippers. Though I do notice some wind here, a lot of wind on that wind barb. So here comes the wind. Here we go into Thursday, and here comes that blast of air. Look at that, really strong winds through as well. That blast of really cold air, it's directed at us. Dew points probably dropping to the single digits. So this is going to be an Arctic air mass that we're going to be dealing with. And then Saturday, it starts to retreat a little bit. And then Sunday, we have a light northerly wind, but not quite as intense as the dew points aren't quite as low once we get toward that period. So the Arctic air will probably be in retreat by then. Temperatures for Wednesday, you see they're going to come up a little bit. Not that much, though. Maybe up low 40s. It's not. I don't think maybe mid 40s. But Thursday, we already start dropping throughout the day as that cold air comes in, and there may even be some snow squalls perhaps as we get closer to it. You never know. When you get an Arctic air mass, it could be you can have some really interesting things happen. Obviously, temperatures will be in the 20s Friday morning, and we're going to struggle to make it to the mid 30s on Friday. May not even make it above freezing on Friday. It's going to struggle. And then down to the 20s Friday night. Saturday, mid-30s for highs. And then it starts getting a little bit better as we get towards Sunday, obviously. And as we head into next week, we see that moderation a little bit. Nothing crazy, though. It is showing. I'm just kind of curious. That must be the crazy, anomalously warm day where it gets, I don't know if we're going to get that warm, right? So I'm not going to even going that far out. I'm not sure the 12Z as well because I know it shows some warmth. It could show a little bit of a stalled front syndrome thing going on, so we'll have to see. That's a long ways away. I'm not even going to attempt that because the models that far out are a complete crapshoot. I don't really take them that seriously at this point. I just know that the cold will wane a little bit. That's all I can tell you at this point. It won't be quite as severe as it is now as far as the negative temperature anomalies go. So let's go look at the skies on this. So here's your models on the skies, and it's showing mostly sunny skies tomorrow, not as so much of a cumulus buildup, though you could see a little bit towards 0Z. That might be a little bit later in the day. Same thing for Tuesday. And then you could see the ocean effect here. Yeah, that's interesting. And then as you get into Wednesday, that's when we'll see more clouds, Wednesday and Thursday. And then behind this Arctic front, we may have some ocean effect as well, affecting coastal areas, perhaps inland, probably more sunshine. And then as we get toward the weekend, we're going to be dealing with more clouds, I think. So maybe Sunday will be a little sunnier. I can look at the RGM for the skies as well. 18Z seems that we always have an issue with the 18Z run, so we have to use the 12Z. RGM showing, again, that little bit of cirrus, little wave going over Jersey, and mostly sunny tomorrow for most areas. It looks like the RGM is saying no to the stratocumulus deck forming. And same thing for Tuesday. So RGM's giving us fairly clear days both days. And then as we get toward Wednesday, we'll have to deal with more high clouds. So, of course, it's debatable. I always got to be careful with that stratocumulus deck. We know what happens. So don't be surprised. Right? It might be sunny in the morning. It may not be any clouds, but it may get a little milky toward 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then these clouds are going to pop up. That's what happens, especially as you get into the high-pressure center is not directly over us, so we're not being able to really clamp down on the instability the way you'd want to if you want to have a clear sky. We'll have to see what happens with that. Okay, next we got to talk about the wind. So obviously the wind is going to be an issue later this week, so I just want to get to that for a little bit. So I'm going to go back to GFS here and show you what I mean. As we head toward the wind, and look at this, here you go. Look at the reds offshore. That's a lot of wind right there. So and a lot of wind over the lakes too. This is a little misleading, this thing. That's why I don't like using it. I like going to Ventu Sky to show you the kind of winds we're going to be dealing with as we head into Thursday. So let's go into Thursday here. Of course, this is using the, let me switch this over the GFS. So if we go to wind gusts, 36 miles an hour. It's Thursday here. Those isobars Friday could be even worse. 30 miles an hour. It may not be enough for a wind advisory. I don't know, but those isobars look pretty damn tight, especially on the Euro. So I'm kind of curious. We go to windy.com here. Really surprised that it's not cranking the wind more. Those isobars looked really tight. Go here, menu. Gusts. Switch this over to Thursday. This is the Euro. So Euro is a little more, I think, a little more accurate here. We're going to have wind gust. I think we're going to need a wind advisory Thursday. Probably, Yeah, I think we're going to need a wind advisory. All right? So they may not actually issue one, but the winds are going to be pretty significant. And it's going to be a lot of wind chill as well in there, too, when you throw the wind in with the actual air temperature. So it looks like it backs off 37 on Friday. It's going to be windy, for sure. When they get those Arctic blasts, that's what usually happens. So, last stop on this weather outlook be our long range. Our 6 to 10 day has us below normal in the east, well above normal in the west. Precipitation near normal to slightly above normal, below normal in the west. And then we move this over the 8 to 14 day. You see how the cold wanes. So we're slight chances of below normal temperatures. Still above normal in the west. Still very slight chances of above normal precipitation. So that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. I'm sure that the ice growth has resumed. We'll go and just look at that briefly here. So it's probably the last time I'm going to talk about this, but I'm kind of... Let's go over here and see what we have here. Oh, this is not good. So, yeah, we're still well below the mean here on the ice. So we're seeing a very slow recovery to Arctic sea ice, which is not a good thing at all. That graph is not a good thing. So let's Very slow recovery. Very slow recovery. So that's not at all a good thing. Not at all a good thing. Well, trying to look for. There's another chart that they have. Let's see. Maybe I read this one. Maybe this is an old one though. So this is. Yeah, you can see the blue line, which is 2024, and you can see. Yeah, look at that. We are seeing a very slow recovery to sea ice. So it's very disturbing. I know they're not writing about it, but it's really all very disturbing. And again, this is just all part of climate change. Even though it's cold out, we're still seeing the Arctic warming very quick. So that's looks like they're talking about if you were in Greenland last summer, that's cool. 2024 melt season for the Greenland ice sheet ended with the second lowest cumulative daily melt extent in this century. So it looks like there was less melting in Greenland. They want to kind of talk about that instead of the sea ice. They're not actually. It says they're not actually receiving data on Greenland. So I'm going to read that's old as well. So that's going to wrap things up. Hopefully we can get some sunshine. I need to get to the Pine Barrens. It's been way too long. All right. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.